Now that you've established all the durations of the tasks in your project plan, you may need to set some deadlines or milestones that you want to track in terms of the project plan. Your deadlines are dates by which tasks need to be completed, and milestones are used to mark key moments in the project plan that you want to identify and not miss. Let's learn how to set those two types of indicators up. Open up Project Task B, and the first thing we're going to identify is a deadline. I'd like to go to the task where the client signs off on the functional specs, on the site design. So that's in row 13. I select that particular task and double-click on it to open up the task information screen. On the Advanced tab, you'll see that there is a deadline constraint. I'm going to pull that up, and I'm going to show the calendar that appears, and I'm going to pick the date of the 15th of March to be my deadline. That's when I need to have that particular client sign off so that we can continue on with the project. As I highlight that, you'll notice that there's a downward pointing arrow that shows up on my Gantt chart, which identifies for me that there is a deadline that I want to meet, and that is a target that I'm going to be looking for in my overall plan. So that's the indicator for a particular deadline within your project. Another thing you want to set up is a milestone. And milestones are used to mark key moments in a project, and they're identified by a diamond shape. So let's identify a milestone within our project. Let's make the milestone that the client signs off on the design in row 21. So I select that particular task, again double-clicking to open up my task information dialog box, and I want to make sure that I am on, again, the Advanced tab. Now, a milestone is identified by a task that has a duration of 0. There is no time associated with that particular task. It's just something that needs to get done. So in my duration section, I place a 0, click OK, and you'll see when I come back to my Gantt chart that I have my diamond identified with the date where I want that milestone to take place. Now that you have those two indicators in your Gantt chart, you can mouse over them ever so slightly to see the information you saw that quickly flash up on your screen, to see the information that's identified underneath the indicator so that you can see what you're doing with that. If the task finishes after a deadline, as you see here, the symbol is going to stay. If it finishes before the deadline, that symbol will disappear. These do not affect the project schedule, but they're going to be available when we are calculating the slack that we may have in our project so that we can see if we're going to meet our critical dates or not. Next, we're going to take a look at changing the time scale of the Gantt chart so that we get a broader picture of what it is that we are working with.